Hello everyone, happy time zone. I just drew my card. So Melissa, Ava, Holly, Heather, Alicia, Queen Bee, good morning on the East Coast. Nick, Turtle Pod, Stitching in the Museum, good morning. Happy time zone. Wade is also allergic to kittens and he put those on there. Heather, what's up? Megan, Christina. So today's card is the Four of Wands. I just drew it and then I clicked. So now I take a picture. And I think the Four of Wands is something about like, Danny, good morning. Hey. Dawn, good morning. Nitya, good morning. I love that we're back. I know I say this every week, but I love that we're back on Twitch and YouTube because I feel like I was missing some of my people. So this says, this is the Prisma Visions deck. Nati, good morning. Helen, happy time zone. EQ. Sarah, good morning. So this is from the Prisma Visions deck from James R. Eads. Pixie, thank you for the resub. It says, 4 wands stand together on the edge of the river, linked by a strand of wildflowers. Supporting each other equally, they simply revel in the scintillating joy of existence. The tendrils of incipient energy dance within the secure structure, finding a happy home in the balance and stability. So I don't know if you can see them very well, but right here, there's like, throughout a lot of these cards, there are these little like almost, they look translucent, like lines, and they're the tendrils of energy. Sometimes the art on this deck is Kim. Reunited and feeling good, exactly. Sometimes the art on these cards is hard to get used to, like hard to get into, but this, I don't know, like this is my favorite deck. This was my first deck, and this, I always come back to it. So it said this card is the first milestone in the journey of the wands. Everything is coming together nicely, and while things are supporting themselves, take this time to enjoy the success of what you have wrought so far. This is a time of great peace and contentment. It may include family or a landmark in your life celebrated by ceremony. At the very core, it is happiness, one of those rare times when your life is going your way and you're aware enough to appreciate it. Interesting thing about that card is I don't think that it's very rare for things to go my way. Like, I don't know what Wade and I are doing. Like, okay, so here's the thing. We used to say that we're very lucky. Really and truly, it's a combination of two things. We make good choices, and we have good choices that we can make. So it's a combination of both of those, right? Julia, good morning. So yes, Wade and I make good choices in our lives. We try to, everybody screws up sometimes. We try to make good choices, but also like the choices that I have to choose from are generally not bad, right? So let me orient myself here. I'm starting April. So I finished March last night, of course, because it wouldn't be a floss tube Saturday. I would not have filmed a floss tube on a Saturday without then turning around and finishing my whip. So let me orient myself here. I'm going to go 1 over from this, it looks like, and then go down 1, skip, 2, skip, stitch. And then cross my fingers that that's correct. Actually, I'm going to draw a quick line over here. So this is how I double check. So I think that's where I start based on this motif. And then I'm just going to trace my line over to this motif. And it seems to match up because that looks like where it should be for that one. So let's do this. Look at that chicken. How good is that chicken? Good morning, Paula. So this is Forbidden Fiber Co. Something about the winter. Sorry, I don't have my Notion pulled up. This is Forbidden Fiber Co. Aurora Borealis, and I used it here. And then this is Brennan Needle Samhain, and I'll use it here for the words. And then this one is Brennan Needle. Hold on, let me get one stitch in so I can anchor this, and then I will pull it out. The top almost makes it look like an ornament versus a bottle. Oh yeah, it's got that ornament feel, right? That hanging on your tree feel. So this one is Brennan Needle Saturday Night Radio Bingo. So these are my colors so far. And Saturday Night Radio Bingo has a little bit of this like darker orange down here in the bottom. I don't even know if I pulled one of those strands, but some of them have that darker color, so I think that it'll be great with the Samhain. So let's do this. How many across is this? Hold on. 8, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 across. I'll have to count that 500 times. So, Megan with an H. This is stitched on 40 count. It's not Aida or linen. This is 40 count, Verdal. So this is a 40 count even weave, actually. Oh, now my stitching's gonna be behind my head. Okay. My stitching's still gonna be behind my head. It's not bad. Okay. 20, I already forgot. Oh, Stitching in the Museum. I love that charity trans moth. I bought that last year, and have I stitched it yet? Absolutely not. No, I have not. But I will. Craft Ready, thank you. I could taste the sriracha while I was stitching this. I feel like this color is so sriracha. Dawn, good morning. Oh, Sarah, excellent. I'm sorry you have to keep an eye on the work computer. I thought yesterday, so I went into work for just a few minutes yesterday, and then I thought about, it looked like I was adjusting an invisible crown. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was adjusting my crown. I thought about bringing my work computer home this weekend, but you know what? I put in enough hours this week, and payroll closes on Monday, and I know there's people with missing punches, but they're responsible for their own paychecks. Oh, I was adjusting my camera. That's what I was. No. Hey, Trina. Good morning, Rumi. Yeah, I'm absolutely not. I thought about it for a second, Julia, and then I was like, no, I can't. Like, there might be a time that I need to. And my boss used to take her work computer home sometimes. But with the hours that I'm putting in at the hospital right now, I don't need to be also bringing my computer home and adding more hours on the weekends. And it's not going to last forever, but it is going to be pretty hour heavy until Stitch North. And then maybe a little bit after it too, because then I'll be training my assistant, which is good. Oh my gosh, 18 days! Trina, I'm so excited. Boundaries, yeah. Plus my new boss, who is my director. It's so weird that I report directly to a director now. I guess that's what happens when you move up in middle management. You report to upper management more closely. He has excellent boundaries. Yeah, Paula, totally, right? Like, I hope I didn't put 60 hours in last week, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear that I did. It's fine. Stitch North is really soon. Oh, yeah, Sarah, no, absolutely no criticism to you for watching the work computer. Like, I was going to bring my work computer home to, like, work ahead on payroll, which closes on Monday. But last week, I was able to close payroll by myself in 4 hours. So I'll be able to do that again this week. I just closed my office door and put up a sign that says, closing payroll, check your time card. I'm salary, Paula, so every hour I work over 40, I give myself a pay cut. Oh, weekend one is so close. When do you leave, EQ? When do you get there? Sam, right? When you're now the person that you used to report to, it's a little bit strange. Oh, Nutty. It would be so fun to go to both weekends and then just stay in between, right? That'd be so great. That would be so, so great. It would be a nice, long, relaxing vacation. See, Sarah, that's the kind of work from home that I could get behind, right? Like, if all I had to do was, like, keep a little eye. Christina is retreating like a boss. I love it. Is Steel City this weekend? Yeah, Paula, that's the thing. And to be fair, to be honest, when I was assistant nurse manager, I was very rarely over 45 hours. And for me, that was fine. But now I'm doing two people's jobs. So it's just not possible. There will be a short time that I'll be working more hours than I like, but once I have my partner hired in, we'll go back to like a normal. I'll probably be around 50 and I'll keep her really close to 40. Trina, you FFO'd your small, you're ahead of me. I'm still on the fence of whether or not I'm going to do a small. I'm having really fun, like really fun. I'm having a lot of fun working on this. But I know if I get there and I don't have a small, I might have some FOMO. Yeah, that's true, right? Sarah, if you can interact with a live, then you're not going to fall asleep because it sounds like that's not the most engaging job that you're working on right now. I'm not really good at watching things like that. Like a thing that's a constant and you have to keep an eye on it to see if it messes up. That is not my forte. No. There's no mechanism. There's no additional duties pay. I did ask about that. Is there a compensation structure that allows for me not having an assistant manager right now? And my director said, no, just try to be careful about what you take on. Oh, okay. So that was a real quick no. Yeah, it's corporate medicine, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like everything rests on getting this line right. 8, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so it is 25. So how many stitches have I put in so far? Let's see. Probably not 25, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is 23. Well, I did tell him, I said if there's no structure for me to be additionally compensated for doing all the work of two people, then I will be using some of my nurses to help offset my workload and take off things for me that I can give them. And because of that, they will be accruing overtime. And he was like, well, how much overtime? And I said, as much as I need. And he said, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's just, in my job, it's just about what I've learned is it's just about being firm and saying, this is what I need. And so this is what I'm going to do. And either they'll be like, you are absolutely not going to do that. Or they'll be like, okay. So it's really about asking for what you need. And then 9 times out of 10, the hospital's like, sure, cool. And then I send a wrap-up email saying, per our conversation, blah, 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 blah. So it's not as bad as I made it sound, right? Like, there's some things that my nurses can help me out with. Like, the hard part for me is that I have to teach the total joint classes and do a lot of work with the total joint stuff, and then also run the floor. But my charge nurse team... Whoa, what happened? Babs with a raid! Oh my gosh! Welcome in, raiders! Hello, hello, everyone. We're being demonically raided. I love that. Can we get a shout out for Babs, please? I don't know if Steph's here. I think Steph was flying yesterday, or might be flying today. Babs, how are you? How is everyone? What were y'all working on? Also, if you need to take a break, absolutely take your break. I know what it feels like to talk for hours and hours and then need a bagel. Aw, Julia, just the idea that you would consider going back into ortho when I know that's not where your heart lies. For me, I love it. Just the consideration is enough. Also, we do have a really fun floor. If you ever wanted to move to Eugene, Oregon, pretty sure we could slide you right into the hospital. Just saying. Ooh, mushroom house, full cover, all background. Is the background at least big chunks of color? For me, that's the one saving grace of the background, right? Is when you can get like big chunks of color in the same spot. But mushroom house sounds cute. Oh yeah, 100%, Julia. Absolutely unionized. Yes. I'm telling you, if y'all move to Eugene, if you apply at my hospital, you must send me a message. And our union is strong. It's ONA, Oregon Nurses Association. You can look them up. They're not like, okay, so here's the thing with our union. Oh, yeah. I mean, the union, we've been union for so long. I don't even know how long we've been union. It's so funny because there's a real dichotomy at my hospital between people who yeah, right, Sarah. I'm not overloading myself, and my nurses get OT. None of them mind it, and it's all voluntary. It's not like I would never mandate someone if it weren't a life and death situation. I would never mandate overtime on someone just so that I could have less hours. No, that's not going to work out. And yeah, stitching in the museum, it's more like just asking for what I need in a way that's not apologetic, right? Like if I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need some overtime. Is that okay? Then I would be less likely to get it than like, I'm going to need this much overtime because this is going to take this off my plate so that I can actually not quit before we hire an assistant manager. Charlotte, I'll bet. I love case management. Kim, I don't know what you could do. You could be a case management assistant with a teaching certificate in the hospital. There's probably some more things that you could do. Oh, Sarah, thank you. I'm a little sad on this piece that I missed out on Jasmine's floss pack because that was, I feel like, part of the experience was getting Jazz's floss pack. But I was at work. Also, yeah, Kim, you're moving to Canada to work with Megan. I forgot about that. I can't steal you from Megan. But I missed out on Jazz's floss pack, so I'm trying to like these first two I really tried to mimic, and this one I really tried to mimic Jazz's colors, and then this one I went with something the color of sriracha. Okay, but then going back to my union. So there's a very interesting kind of dichotomy at play in my hospital. Probably 75% of the nurses and CNAs that work at my hospital have only ever worked at my hospital. We have a really good, like, there's quite a few nursing schools in this area, and we have a really high percentage of, like, homegrown nurse rates, right? And homegrown CNA rates. Like, just this coming week, I have interviews for 2 CNA 1-2s, which means they're CNA 1s. They work in a skilled nursing facility. If we hire them, we pay for their CNA 2 licensure and classes on licensure, and then we bring them to the hospital. We give them extra training, and we bring them up as a CNA 2 in our organization. I have nurses on my floor who came in as CNA 1s in the hospital, CNA 2, went to nursing school, blah, 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 all the way through. Now they're nurses. So about 75% of the nurses and CNAs in our hospital are homegrown in that way. And there are 25% of us that have worked in other places. And the dichotomy of there is an absolute 180-degree difference in the way that the two groups view the hospital. The homegrown nurses don't really feel like the hospital does enough for nurses, don't really feel like everything is fair, don't like the ratio. Like, I would say that the homegrown nurses are slightly more discontented than the nurses that have worked in other places. It's the same with managers. The managers who have come up from within our organization are terrified of our union. Like, they live in fear of the union reps. They know how strong the union is, and they're just really, really scared of the union. And then there's others of us who have come from other places. Like, for example, I was talking with my CNO the other day, and I was like, what did she say? She was like, you were just so, there was this meeting. She's like, you're just so calm, cool, and collected. Like, so-and-so was trying to agitate all of us, and I could see other people rising to the, and she's like, you just had this calm little smile on your face, like it was a walk in the park. And I was like, well, I grew up in Michigan, right? Like, we had Teamsters and UAW. No, nobody in a nursing organization is going to physically harm me. And if they're not going to physically harm me, then what do I have to be afraid of? Like, if you come from a background that has a different perspective, then I feel like it gives you, it's like anything in life, right? The more experience and perspective you have, the more even keel you're able to be and the calmer you're able to be. Do I get agitated? Yes. Union reps are trained to agitate leadership. Like, they take courses in how to poke, and that's part of their job, right? Like, I don't love that as a tactic because I don't feel like you need to use that tactic on. You don't have to agitate me, just hit me with the truth. Hit me with good logic and the truth, and I will respond. I know not everyone responds like that, so union reps have to have tools in their toolbox. That's and it's not about me as a human, right? It's not about me as a human when a union rep pokes at me, unless, if it's about me, if the union rep thinks that they're attacking me because of who I am as a person, that's just because they don't know me. They're attacking me because it's their job to attack me and offset me. So I don't hold the nurse accountable if they deserve it. But, like, it's fine. But ONA is very successful, right? They are a strong union, which is why I always tell, yeah, right? If you grew up around construction industry or UAW or Teamsters unions, like, the nursing union is very agitating, but not in the same way, right? But I get it, and I think everyone just has to, like, I think leadership, we need to be offered courses in how to remain even keel, because it's not a natural, like, 10 years ago Michelle would have had to take breaks and, like, leave rooms with the way that leadership is spoken to sometimes. But now Michelle is like, you can say whatever you need to say. We're going to have boundaries. We're going to be respectful. But whatever you need to imply about me, you can go ahead and imply. I'll just show you how wrong you are. Doesn't bother me. I'm here for the long run. So if you want to behave as if I am an a-hole, it's just you being the a-hole. And I'm not going to tell you that that's the case. I'm just going to let you discover it for yourself, because that's going to hurt more in the long run. There's also there's no measure of how petty I can be in that way, right? Like, if you want to paint yourself as an asshole, I will 100% hand you your brush. Right? I'm not gonna paint with you, but I will, whatever you need me to hand you, I will hand you. It's fine. I'll go home and complain about it to Wade because I'm human, but, like, it's fine. I do like, Paula, I think to your point, it helps a lot. We've hired in a lot of travelers because a lot of travelers came through, right? Yeah, being dispassionate, May, is a big deal in meetings. See, I get that a lot from my nurses. Is like, wow, you send a lot of emails, or you respond really fast to emails. Like, sometimes it takes me 4 or 5 hours to respond to an email during my workday. That's a really long time for me. People need to know, and they need to feel like they're a priority for me. Um, I think so too, Paula. Absolutely, the unions have a stronger hold in the coast, it seems. Um, yeah. I think, Nati, I think I would love to be offered more leadership courses. Like, we had leadership courses in how to communicate with caregivers, but really nothing in how to communicate with the union. I still kind of look at my HR person and be like, "Is this okay to say?" Because I don't know what they're gonna take exception to. I just try to be super honest, and I don't know what they're gonna take exception to. Absolutely, Megan, grieve it. Please grieve it. If you don't agree with what I've said or done as a leader or the corrective action I've given you, grieve it. That is absolutely part of your contract rights. Grieve it. I'm also not going to give you a corrective action unless I think it can't be grieved, right? If I think you're going to win the grievance, I'm not going to give you the corrective action. I'm going to coach you instead. Because if I think I think my thought process should be, before I give a corrective action, could it be grieved down? And if it can be grieved down, why am I giving it as a corrective action? If I think it can be grieved down, then I should like grieve it down myself and start lower, right? Like if I don't think it's ironclad or deserved, I shouldn't be giving it. It's hard because you need unions because not everyone has the same philosophy and sometimes we're wrong. It's okay. Yeah, Megan, grievances are not going to I'm not going to lose sleep over grievances. Julia, it was like that in my nursing home in Hawaii. Like leadership kept having talks with us about how bad unions are, and another guy from the East Coast and I would just look at each other and be like, "But they're not." They were telling us things like, "You can't have a casual conversation with your manager if you're represented by a union. You have to have a union representative at every conversation." No, that's not what the Weingarten rights say. And that's Kim, that's their right. If they love grievances, they love grievances. She said you're too good to get fired. Thank you. Oh, Nati, we haven't run into that. Can the ONA rep be at patient care areas? Um, yeah. I mean, I think even a bad union, like some of our unions in the hospital, because we have like 4 unions in the hospital because we have so many different kinds of caregivers. Even a weak union is better than not a union. And they're not always good, right? Like, um, there's some things that the union does that I don't agree with. For example, I think the union goes too far in protecting individual humans rather than protecting the practice of nursing. Because even if a nurse did a wrong thing and harmed a patient, the union will still try to protect that nurse as if they did nothing wrong. And to me, that's not, if you're the Oregon Nurses Association, then you're out there to protect all nurses. And if you're protecting an individual who harmed a patient, like negligently harmed a patient, then for me, that's not protecting all nurses. That's protecting one human being. And that I don't like. Alicia, your dad's union flipped? Kyle! Kyle's here! That's weird. Exactly, Nati. You can sometimes benefit from unions in your area if because ONA is so strong in Oregon. Yeah, I think when the union protects a human over the greater good, like I think that's when I have a problem. But even then you still have to like be chill. Alabama has less than 8% of the workforce in unions. Not surprised. Oh, yeah, Kyle, we're talking about unions. We're always serious. Even when we talk about food. Um, and honestly, the union has been good for leadership too at the hospital because they negotiated so strongly and got such a good raise for the union nurses. Like they increased their pay scale so much that the hospital then had to increase the managers' pay scales too, because we were all doing the math and realizing that we would make more money at the bedside. So, I mean, it's like everything, right? Like it's I think unions are an attempt to level the playing field and equalize power. And anytime that you can try to equalize power, it's good. Whether it goes awry or doesn't go awry is up to the people that are involved. Food talk is the most serious of our discussions. Yes. We cannot mess around. Whoa. Also math. Math is serious too. Yep, see? Megan, exactly. That's what I'm saying is like, okay, I gotta count again. Oh. Well, I mean, that'll do it too, Paula. I love these little Polaroids. I'm gonna switch gears. Has anyone stitched this yet? Mariam already finished hers. Stitching in the Museum is starting hers today. Has anyone stitched this yet or done the learning? I haven't started the learning, but I will. And then Rosie has a soccer game also. It looks gorgeous outside. It's cold. It's 41 degrees. Oh, speaking of Notion, I gotta put this. I'm a little more scattered than I would like today. But it's okay. Helen finished it. Kyle, this is Stitch for Pride 2024. This is March. So this is the pattern for March. The learning focus is the Kiss and Tell Collective. And then I'm going to put this thread in my Notion. Except, hold on. What I need to do is I have too many windows. Can you believe I have too many windows up? Of course I have too many windows up. There we go. So Michelle's cross stitch. Here we go. So here's my Notion. And then we go into my patterns and projects. Where's my cursor? Patterns and projects. 100-mile-an-hour winds. What, me? I did decide that I'm going to stitch on Grief Knows No Bounds. I'm just hoping that I can get some stitches in on Grief Knows No Bounds before So what is this called? This is called Saturday Night Radio Bingo. I'm guessing I don't have any other flosses named that. And then what I've done in my, oh, lots of trees and electrical lines. Lines, not limes. What I am doing is for all of my flosses, I picked like Forbidden Fiber Co. has this little ball of yarn because Leanne also dyes yarn. Holly, good morning. And Bryn and Needle has the needles. This is firmly in the pink family. It doesn't have a number, I don't think. No. I have one in my stash. It is cotton, and it is used in Stitch for Pride 2024. Okay. Now my Notion is updated. Perfect. Oh my gosh, and we should just check the Discord too. Pastel Dragon background. Lots and lots of background. You and Demonic Babs are both working on background right now, Heather. Rin, get back to streaming. streaming, streaming is fun. Streaming is so much fun. Sarah, this pink should absolutely be a lipstick or a nail polish, I think. Oh, congratulations on finishing a hat. Megan finished Flowers for Sylvia. You said yesterday that this was going to be a finish. I love it. Oh, Rin, that would be perfect. My companion cube is almost done. Nati, are you making this out of clay? This is amazing. What the what? What is going on? How have I missed this? I've been out of the loop. That's how I missed this. I don't pay attention to things. This is so cool. I need more information. Because that's really cool. Oh, goodness gracious. That photo made me want to propose to you. Oh, thank you. Ceramics class. I love it. Thank you. My husband said I was making my own replacement. Stop. Oh, kitty. And a bunny. Look at that little cottontail. Kim, do it. Just finish it. Just finish it. My birthday start... Oh, a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. Heather's also working on this. They're pretty far along, though, I think. Heather, right? That's a great start. I love this fabric. There's a lot of stitching in a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. Couple pages. Out of how many pages? Sam, no crud for me, but I think this is allergies. Oh, Pixie. You're doing so well on this. I feel like the slow progress every week. A couple pages out of a lot. That's fair. Oh. Karen, that's so smart. The body doubling streams really work for me too. Sarah, good morning. Yeah, a little bit, right? A little bit of serious, a little bit of stitching, a little bit of serious. We go back and forth. We oscillate. Oh, Trina, good. Yes. Any flower that looks like labia, I'm happy with. Yes, Heather, yes. We are still doing the rogue stitching thing. I swear. I swear I will do mine. I will take it to Stitch North if I have to. I'm just so late. How cute, Nati. I love that you changed the colors of the hands. This is great. 10 out of 10. I love it. Those little buttons are so cute. Yes, we're still doing the tarot thing. I did not get the pairs sent out, obviously, yesterday. Kim, you gotta just finish this. Don't wait. Just give yourself the satisfaction, right? Oh my gosh, 46 count pub crawl. Don't stitch the background. Don't do it. It'd be cool without it. Or stitch it in half stitches. Kim, you gotta just finish this. Everybody tell Kim to just finish it. Finish it and then bring it with you to Stitch North to show us. Right? Oh, Helen, it looks so good though. Look at that. I love how you did like this outside is up and down and then the inside is back and forth. Kim, you gotta finish it. Keep your mind dirty and your hands clean. I love it, Puppet. Deanna! No, Mom, they look like labia. Oh, Mom. Oh, wait, what did I do here? Ooh, Queen V, Femurs and Fungi Sal. The frames came out Friday and you're almost done. Sweet. I'm excited to see this Sal, like, take shape. Also, Helen, which floss did you choose for this? Because this is perfect. I feel like your floss choices have been so spot on with Jazz's. Kim, you can start. Julia, you're stitching Femurs and Fungi? Cinderella by Donna Stitch. I started Alice. Every time I see a Donna Stitch, I want to start Alice again. I destashed her a long time ago. I don't even know what happened. Hi from a very wet and windy north of England. Nat, how is the trip? It's been a fun stitch and easy frames. Excellent. LDS, you belong to me. Ooh, I like that you're doing the pyramids in sand color. That's really pretty. Heather, I feel like you're a couple pages in on so many BAPs. That should be my motto. We should get you a shirt. I'm a couple pages in. Oh, Pam, this is beautiful. This mermaid tail's coming together. The Discord is on fire right now, y'all. I love it. You would rock that shirt. And the best thing about that shirt is that nobody would get it except your stitching people. Or perhaps readers. I'm a couple pages in. Look at these cute little fruits. Megan, what are you doing with these cute little fruits? My Pick-a-Wet project with fruit. Fruit sampler by Diana Waters. Cute. I love that there's an avocado. Oh, Lola Crow Deadly Aquarium. I can't wait to see that one come together. I decided that I really, really want to buy a lot of things. And rather than buying a lot of things, I'm going to go ahead and shop my stash. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I have every intention for a while of shopping my stash. So, because I spent way too much money in March. It was my birthday month though, but I spent way too much money in March and I have so many wonderful things, right? I have so many wonderful, do you know what it is I have so many things that I want to do that I'm currently in a state of overwhelm with all the things that I want to do. So instead of, Kim says, no, shop mine. So instead of focusing on things that I want to do, I buy new things to distract myself. And this is what I always do, right? Also, Kim, today at 2 p.m., 2 p.m. your time, Kim? Did you decide if it's going to be on Twitch or YouTube? Kim's having a D-stash. And it's going to be good. I have too many fabric. I have too much, period, full stop. So we'll see. Like, we'll see what I can do, but I don't start new big things lately. Although that's a lie. I just started this and the one on the other side of it. I don't know. My little has a 3-hour procedure tomorrow to make more room in his nasal patches, a septoplasty, and get his adenoids out. I've never had a kid under general that long, and I'm a nervous mom. Heather, yes, I will think about you both all day and all day tomorrow, and send all those good vibes to you, because we can't be there with you physically, but we will absolutely all be thinking about you and supporting you and your little, because that's tough as a mama, right? As a parent. I'm gonna think about him coming through, and also about how much better it's gonna feel after. Craft Ready. Craft Ready, we should actually talk, like, how fun would that be to have like a lending library of patterns? I actually did that once on a live stream. I said shop my stash, and I went through my stash, and whatever y'all wanted I just sent to you as a loan, and I got some of it back. But that's the thing, is like, if I'm willing to send it out to you in the mail, I'm probably not caring if it comes back. Oh no, Melissa. Heather, no doubt. I think the hardest part, it's so hard to wait, right? And I still can't decide if it's harder to wait for a thing like that or if it's harder to have it sprung on you as an emergent or urgent situation. I feel like there's a luxury to being able to plan it, but also that luxury comes with the cost of anxiety, right? Pam, just YOLO. You've been talking about starting Tiger Lily for ages. Just start it. You got this. Sarah, I do the same thing. Oh, I bought that. Oh, I bought that. Oh, I bought that. Oh, I bought that too. Oh, shoot. Look at what I bought. I came home the other day to a pile of parcels sitting on my chair. And granted, they weren't all things that I had purchased, but most of them were. Oh, and he already has anxiety. Rosie and I were talking about her anxiety a little bit yesterday, because Wade doesn't really have anxiety. So when we get into stressful situations, he's not great at the stressful situations. And Rose was like, Mom, how come you're kind of okay when things get stressful and Dad's not, when normally Dad's okay and you're not? And I said, it's because I've already thought through every possible sequela of this situation, and everything in my head is way worse than anything that would actually happen in real life. So in this way, anxiety is working in my favor, is that I can be calm if something goes really bad. Whereas Daddy hasn't, let all these intrusive thoughts into his head. And therefore, when disaster strikes, he's a little bit caught off guard. I said, but it's not his fault. It's actually better for him on a daily basis that he doesn't have those thoughts. And she was like, oh. So I don't know if that's a good scientific explanation. And I said, also, that's not a good way to cope with life. It's much better to not have those thoughts all the time running through your head. Yeah, same. Absolutely, Pam. It's an ADHD thing. And I wonder why. And I wonder why I'm thriving in hospital middle management. Right? If we're on a plane and the door pops off, I'm ready for it. I've already run through the scenario 53 different ways in my head. I've run through it with the door in every possible position relative to us. Kim, your whips will not go bad. Everyone say it. Your whips will not go bad. I'm going to chart that for you, Kim, so you can have another thing to stitch. But I also, thank you, Holly, for saying that. And I also wanted to put it to her in a way that she understands, in a way that she doesn't judge either Wade or I for it, and also in a way where she doesn't aspire to worrying about everything. Because she's a little bit of a worrier, like me. And I don't want her to worry. I don't want her to be a natural worrier. They're just looking at you, Kim. They're pining for you is all. Like, Megan, right? Like, it's the way I do life. It's no wonder, like, I was born to manage a floor in a hospital. I was actually probably born to manage this. I wasn't born to do it. I was conditioned through childhood trauma and lack of neurotransmitters to do it. But here I am, ready. This is the job I've been waiting for my whole life. Pixie, that's going to be a big day on Thursday. I can see why you're nervous. I would never tell you to not be nervous. But you're probably ready. You're probably prepared. Think of all the shakes that you're going to get to drink. Pam, that's hard too. Yeah, Sarah, and that's the other thing, right? Is if you can plan for a thing, and you can plan how it might go, then sometimes it's a little bit easier. I will say, even with the anxiety that comes along with the planned procedure, I would much rather have that than the panic of an emergency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many of these do you think there are? I did 13 so far. There's more than that. Oh, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think there's 21. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. My timer is going. I have not put in that many stitches. This is a very chatty day and I love it. Megan, I've been doing the same thing. Like when people have been asking me about my, like people who have been thinking about applying to be my assistant nurse manager, they ask me like, what's the job like? And I paint this picture. I'm like, first of all, it's not sexy. Second of all, it's very clerical. I hope you love spreadsheets. You have to be detail oriented. You're going to take on more responsibility onto yourself than the hospital will actually put on you. You'll never have a moment's peace because you have to not only manage people's performance, but you have to manage their behavior, their expectations, and their emotions sometimes. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, but I really do like my job. I don't know. But I guess, if you, oh, Kim, you should totally sell full kits today. That's such a good idea. But I guess if you tell people the job how it really is and they still want to give it a go, that's good. That's important, right? That's teaching. That's like the last thing I want is for someone to feel tricked. I know, but I just like the last thing I want is for someone to feel tricked into a job that wasn't explained to them properly. I don't want that. Oh, Pam, so he kind of knows the company and everything. That's really good. Yeah, and then I do tell them that one of the things I love most about my job is the interactions I get and the relationships I build with the caregivers, right? So, like, I don't know very much about the patients on my floor on any given day. That's not really my purview anymore. But I do know a lot about my people. And that is my purview now. And I love that that's my purview. Because, you know, I think the best way to lead people is to know what motivates them and then allow them to motivate themselves using their motivations. I'm using the word motivation a lot. But if you know what motivates people, then you know kind of not how to get them, but if you know what motivates people, then you know the best way to explain things to them in a way that matters to them, right? Because if you need people to do a thing, you have to make it matter to them. And if you know people, then it's easier to know like what matters to you and how can I help you? How can we help this matter to you, right? Because it matters. But just saying like this is the way the hospital's doing it now doesn't make it matter. Oh, so fun to start the day with unintentional frogging. And her response was like, so it's like that everywhere? Mm-hmm. Seems to be. Seems so. Yeah. Sarah, that's exactly how I feel about it. Is like very rarely can anything happen that is worse than the scenarios I've played out in my mind. And while that's not uber healthy for my mind all the time, it doesn't hurt that I've already made this way worse than it could possibly ever be IRL. There's a lot. I thought there weren't as many. Has anyone counted the stitches in this release yet? Also, Megan, I love that you have an applicant from New Zealand. Like, that's so cool. I feel like, that's so cool. So it's like that everywhere. Yes. Oh, spousal hire. Fun. But it sounds like it was a good spousal hire. So I just realized this bottom chunk down here, because all these rows are 25. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 125 stitches down at the bottom. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What did I say? 21? I'm going to count it again. So Ham, hello, in India. Hello. Happy time zone. What, mid-afternoon? What time is it here? Is it mid-afternoon where you are? No, Siri. No. And June is basically next. Oh, 8:30 p.m. Just kidding. Not not mid-afternoon. So we're, wow, 12 and a half hours? I love a good half-hour time zone, right? Because it's 8 a.m. here. Almost. Also, Sarah, I'm sorry that your husband was in the ICU. But a couple of years ago, so. Yes, Sarah, that's exciting. Get out that long dog. So, Kim, I'm sorry, 2 o'clock your time? For the D-stash? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 there. Let's see if it's 21 here. 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21! I like it when counting is good. So, Ham, I am here in Eugene, Oregon, in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Kim, it is tough. It is really tough to decide, like, am I willing to part with these kits? Yeah, and no best offer, right? Like, if that's what I do too. Megan's right. If I'm on the fence about whether or not I want to sell something, I'd be like, this is the make me sell price. And if you don't get the make me sell price, then don't sell, right? We didn't make you. Also, like, it's so hard to price things appropriately. Like, am I asking I want this out of my house price, or am I asking I still really want to keep this price? Zamia, hey. Which one is it? And sometimes I don't know. Like, I'll list a price on my spreadsheet. This is why I stopped pre-listing prices on my spreadsheets, because I would list a price on my spreadsheet and then be like, well, I actually don't want to get rid of that for that money. But if somebody wants to pay me that money, this I would say. So interesting, Soham, that you say that, because we hear that a lot actually, that cross stitch requires patience. I think what you can't do is want the project to be like finished soon. Like this thing that I'm stitching, I probably won't finish this section today. Like this bottle, for example, took me I think 3 days or 4 days to stitch. So you can't want to be done soon, but I think most of us stitch not to have it finished, but just for the soothing nature of stitching. So I think for me, just making these little X's doesn't take any patience at all, because the stitching and the counting on any given day or in any given session soothes me. So yes and no. Sometimes though, I do get, does anyone else get like sometimes I will do a thing called rage finish. It's not an official title. I've just named that myself, where like I'm so close to being done that I don't want anyone to talk to me or look at me or breathe near me until this is freaking finished, because I'm that close to being done. And I'm never that close to being done when the rage comes on. You know what I mean? Stitching gives me patience. Oh, whoa. A lot of us have. Did I just close out? Oh no. Whew, I just minimized everything. Process over product 95% of the time. Persistence more than patience. I think that's right. So, yeah, it's interesting. Yes, Rin. I've seen that there have been studies on that. I've never read it, but I think a lot of us are also a little bit like ADD or ADHD. Sarah, you know what I'm talking about though, right? With rage finish, like it's a thing. Paula, I'm the opposite. I am a slow knitter. Yes, Helen, right? If I'm so close to a finish that I'm like, I want this done, then I actually end up slowing down because I'm like, and I'm tense. And that's not a good way to stitch. Same. Megan, exactly that. Kim, if it's not something that you want to sell, then don't sell it. And also, like, once you sell it, it's sold. But if you don't sell it, you can sell it or stitch it. Like, as long as you still have it, you still have the option. Yeah, Sarah, right? It's like, let this thing be done. It doesn't happen every time. I distinctly remember sitting at my kitchen table stitching. Wow, Paula, you learned to knit when you were 2 years old? Whoa! Oh, so ham, thank you. All I have is coffee, but I will definitely and happily drink some coffee. I also just realized that my Beth Twist coffee mug matches my sweater, my jumper. So that's fun. Um, I can't believe you learned to knit when you were 2, Paula. That's adorable. I love that. I actually could use some water now that you say hydrate. And we're here for another hour. I'll probably have to take a pause, put the kitties on the screen, and go get some water and some coffee. I meant to knit yesterday at Rosie's soccer game. Like, I could have knit. Oh, yeah. Can I show off that mug, please? Yes, I can. Let me put it on the camera here. So this is, I don't want to, because if I put it down here under my stitching, I will spill it. So this is a mug from Beth Twist. I don't know if she still has it available, but Beth Twist is the designer for Heartstring Samplery, and this is her coffee sampler. I don't have a problem with coffee. I have a problem without coffee. And you used to be able to order this mug on her Etsy shop, and it would be fulfilled directly through Costco. So Costco would print this mug and then send it to you. I actually designed a cross stitch that was the exact, Rappaccini's Quaker is the exact measurements of this sampler so that I could wrap it around a mug. So I think I might actually do that because I thought it would be fun to drink out of a mug with poison plants all over it. Oh, she was pregnant and you were sickly. This is a good mug, right? This is one of my favorites. Rachel Ray! Would you, Bendy merch? I think that would be fun. I need to get, you know what? I need to ask my COO if he would work on that. Also working on femurs and fungi. It looks weird because I wanted to go top down, so I hop, skip, jump from the middle up. It doesn't look weird. Julia, this looks good. Salem from Color and Cotton. Also digging that needle minder. I love a little macabre in my life. See ya, Heather. Have a good workout. Also, I loved your, if you're not gone, Heather, I love your shaved head. I love it. I'm so glad you did it. Heather shaved their head. They've been wanting to for a really long time. Oh, it says wish you were here. Amazing. And they finally did it. And right, Julia, I knew Julia would be like, yes. Holy cow, Kim. These are all kitted up. Oh yeah, kitted up. Dream of a Winter Garden, Stitch for Pride Sal, Maylee the Chouse. Oh, nice. Tumbling Rose, Snow Days, The River, The Dead Sea Mermaid. That's a lot. That's a good list. My Oma gave us stitch cards while she would embroider. When we got older, she would give us Aida and floss to use instead of the floss cards. That's a great way to learn, Pixie. Heather looks great, as does Julia. Not that it's about looking great, but y'all both do look great. I think the important thing is also they feel great, which is even better. Oh, thanks, Judith. I think when you feel great about a choice you've made for yourself, looking great is like the icing, right? Not that you didn't do it for anyone else's gaze. You did it for your own gaze. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I would love to shave my head, and I can safely say that I will probably never do it. I cannot. I just feel like the blowback at work would be way too much. Rachel Ray, are you on both? There's a delay on YouTube, a bit of a delay. Oh, Rin, maybe it does take forever. I would like to give myself a big choppy chop again. I just think it's so hard, right? Because there's this like, even though I live in Eugene, there's just like, I do work in middle management at it's not a corporate hospital, but it is a systems hospital. And I honestly can't say what shaving my head would do for my career. And that's not a risk I'm willing to take, which is wild because I'm more than happy to speak out about the genocide in Palestine or trans rights, but I won't shave my head. I find that I'm annoyed every day that my hair touches my face. Cut it short. I've always wanted, dude, okay, so here's the haircut I've always wanted. Michelle Pfeiffer in Lady Hawk. And I say this all the time, and I will say this always. Rachel, I thought you were on both. I've always wanted the Michelle Pfeiffer in Lady Hawk haircut. And I tried to get it once. And the haircut that I got was not Michelle Pfeiffer in Lady Hawk. It was a really bad haircut. So since then, I'm a little nervous to go for it. So someday I'll work up the gumption again to do it. Oh, Lady Hawk, so good, right? Baby Matthew Broderick. Oh, Rachel, it's so like Michelle Pfeiffer has this cute little pixie cut. It's so cute. Okay, that's it. That's 25. Wade heard me talking about the haircut and he came in to tell me no. Oh, man. Oh, man. He actually didn't. He came in to tell me that Sweden is beating Canada 4-3 in the 8th. Who has the hammer? Oh, Sweden. So it's, I think it must be the finals, maybe, or we're close to the finals of the men's international. It's such a good haircut, right? Okay, we gotta look at it. Hold on. This is such a good haircut. This is a cute haircut. I gotta pause the timer. Oh, Sweden has the hammer. Shite. Okay. So, this is such a good haircut. Hold on. A lightweight pomade, right? And so here's the other thing is that Michelle Pfeiffer has super thin hair, as do I. So like my hair could do this. It couldn't, maybe it couldn't do like this part, but like my hair could do this haircut. Most haircuts that that stars have, my hair cannot do. See, even this is like up off the, like most haircuts that people like, because most like Hollywood people have thicker hair than me, I think. I would suffer that curse for Rutger Hauer, no question. But like Michelle Pfeiffer is like my hair idol because her hair and my hair, thin hair, right? So unless she's wearing a wig in a movie, her hair is very thin. So is mine. So like this haircut, I could rock this haircut. Like how cute is this little haircut? I've always wanted this haircut. Except when I was 5, I wanted to be Red Sonja. Everyone knows Red Sonja, right? Bridget Nielsen. There were more Red Sonja movies made? Whatever. This is the original. Bridget Nielsen. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wanted to be Red Sonja. When I was 5 years old, I made my parents call me Red Sonja. I think it would have to be So Paula, it would have to be like I would need product for this hair, right? Like this is not her hair just doing that. That's product in that hair. So I would have to have I would have to have a product and a class on how to do. Good morning, Lacey. Oh, these are great like 1980s movies. Pomade. Julia says pomade. I've never used product. I'm not a product. I don't, this might come as a surprise to you, but I am not a hair product person. But I think it's not like, I think you just go like with the pomade. Like, I don't think you have to make it complicated. I think, so I'm 82 and I think, yeah, right? Julia, I think that's all I would have to do is like pay attention when someone was teaching me the thing. I can look. If all you're asking me to do is pay attention, I got you. For the most part. But I would love that little Lady Hawk haircut. I think it's so cute. What's going on here? Oh, Lacey, thank you. If it's the same Lacey, thank you for favoriting my shot. Out of your stash, Kim? Acrylic floss drops out of your stash? If you're not using them, right? Okay, it's going to change my pattern a little bit, but I'm going to stitch up one and down the other. Yay, Sarah, work is done. No worries. I think it's so hard for me. Like, I love to watch people stream on Twitch, and I love to stitch while I'm watching them stream. But then I can't chat, and I want to do both. Easy to wash and style. See, that's what I want. I want it to be easy to wash and style. I think I just have to find a hair person. Like, and that's the other thing is I don't even go get my hair cut now, right? Like Wade just trims my hair now. That's how we do life. And he's not going to give me that haircut because he doesn't know how. Julia, I think so. I think that would be super cool. Because then you like use them for the project, and then when you put your floss away, if you don't store it on floss drops, then you can plant the floss drops. That would be a cool way to celebrate finishing a project too, right? Victoria, hey! So good. We are absolutely having a great time. We're talking about haircuts, and it's either stitching or chatting, right? You can't you can't do both. Oh, also speaking of doing both, Julia, last night, I know I can't. I'm the same way. Rachel is like, I have to. Not with my streams. Obviously, I can stitch and chat because I don't have to type. But I have to chat. Like, I can't. I don't get a lot of good stitching done when I want to chat with my people. So, Lacey, this takes zero talent. It's a pixel thing. So, I would start. Controversial opinion, but there's different kinds of fabric, and there's a fabric called Aida, and there's a fabric, this is even weave that I'm stitching on, and then there's linen. And controversial opinion, some people are like, just grab whatever. I think it's easier to start on Aida because it's easier to tell where you should be stitching. So I would pick up some, like, I would probably start on 16 or 18 count Aida because then you're already, you know what? I would start on 16 count Aida because then you can use 2 strands of floss, and the 18 count is kind of in between. And pick a pattern that you really love. Like, I think a lot of people look, oh, I love, Holly, there's actually an Aveda salon downtown. And I used to go to the Aveda. Well, I don't know if it's a controversial opinion to start on Aida, but some people will say, like, start on whatever you want. Like, don't be afraid. So, like, clearly don't be afraid of linen. But I think starting on Aida is a good idea because you can see the holes better in the fabric and it's more intuitive about where you stitch. So I think starting with a 16 count Aida in a color that you like, and then picking a pattern that you absolutely love. Not a pattern that you think will be easy to stitch. I wouldn't go like gigantic, but something that you absolutely love and you must have it in your life. Because I think for me, the desire to go back to it again and again and again because you have to have this project is what's going to keep you stitching. And then you'll figure out how you like to stitch, right? There's hoops and mine right here. This is a Q-snap. There's wooden hoops. There's these things called Nurge hoops, which I highly recommend a Nurge hoop. It's Nurge. It's kind of the best of all worlds where you can hold it. It's lightweight. It holds really good. Oh, that's true, Rachel. Would the plantable floss traps make it through ag check? Probably not. Yeah, look for something that has full crosses or half crosses. And then I would say just go for it. If you can find something that's a full kit that you really love, then the kit will make it easy and less intimidating to kit it up. But I think for me the ticket is, do you absolutely love the project? And if you absolutely love the project, then stitching it and keeping up with stitching it is not going to really be, I don't think, that challenging. Heather, this is a good stream for your whip. You have put in way more stitches than I have. Oh, sweet, Sarah. I feel like my computer's running really hard right now. This is why the hive mind is good, right? Like, oops, I forgot to restart my timer. Whatever. I might finish one of these outside frames of the Polaroid. I can't wait to do I haven't done my learning yet. I know we're supposed to learn and then stitch, but I can't wait because this block has 2 Polaroids and then there's like, it looks like a chain border that connects them, and then it says, where do you draw the line? And I can't wait to see where we're drawing the line and why. Natasha, good morning. Is it gorgeous in southeastern Indiana today? I love that for you. It's gorgeous in Eugene too, but I know if I go outside it's going to be cold. My watch says 43. Not a fan of the 40s. Not. So Wade came in to tell me, I don't even know if I finished that thought, that Sweden is beating Canada 4-3 in the 8th end of the men's international curling world championships. I guess you don't have to say international world championships. Men's curling world championships. Right now, and it's the 8th end and Sweden has the hammer, which means they get to throw the last rock. And Sweden already beat Canada once in this tournament in group play, I think. As the hive mind is around, Liz from Australia, her hubby said he would learn to cross stitch if she got to 2,000 subscribers on her floss tube. She's like 100 off. Okay, hold please. We can't, I don't think we can get her all the way there, but like, all right. Tell me Liz's floss tube. Gonna pick myself for this drop now. Yes! And Grimm's Fairy Tale. All right, what's Liz's thingy thing? Oh, I think I want to see Nikki Stitchy. Just don't autoplay. Okay. Stitching by Liz. Let me look. Stitched by Liz? Maybe it's Stitched by Liz. Is this Liz? I put down my stitching to open YouTube so fast. Is that it? Stitched by Liz? 1.88 thousand. We're close. Also, there's something in the Discord. Hold on, while we're here. Restarted Cozy Cafe because previous Sam was still learning to correct floss to fabric ratio. That's okay, previous Sam. That's gonna be cute. Also, I love the pumpkins needle minders. They're so cute. Done. Subbed. Done. Ross is the husband, and he's cheeky. I don't think Wade will ever stitch. I did ask him if we hit 10,000, would he come on screen with me, like for a YouTube, and I would not hold him to that. He's not comfortable in front of the camera, and Helen hit 1,000. Yes, Helen. I've been losing subscribers right, left, and center lately. I can't quite, I'm at like 9,420 now. I got up to 9,800, I think. And I never quite topped that 10,000 mark. And lately I've been not aggressively saying things, but lately I've been making sure that every episode I talk about the genocide in Palestine, and I don't know if I always talk about trans rights, but I do always try to boost voices of designers that are not cishet white chicks. So I think I'm back on the losing subscribers train, and I'm cool with that. Also, like, I have 9,000 subscribers, but I only get like 2,000 watches. So it's I don't know how to say, it doesn't really matter. Right? Like how many subs you have, unless there's a bet riding on it, then it really matters, right? I think it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to get a lot of subscribers and just talk, if your goal is to get a lot of subscribers, then what you should probably do is be totally vanilla, just talk about stitching and not have any opinions. And that's cool. If that's your opinion, or if that's your goal, cool. If your goal is to get on there and talk about things that move you and things that are important to you, then don't worry about subscribers. Right? And also, subscribers are not the only analytic. I also have the luxury of not having to make money off of cross stitch, right? I say that every time. So whereas I can say things like, no one is free until Palestine is free, other designers are risking more by saying that. So I do understand that I'm risking a lot less. I am sad that no one will say that it's a genocide, but I am not here to dictate what other people do. Yeah, Rin, and that's the other thing, right? Never. Okay, so Helen, first of all, correct. I agree. Never film for the views. No reason to film for the views. Film for your friends. I film for myself and for y'all, right? But never for the... I keep forgetting to start my timer. For that one person that pops in and is like, ew, no, tarot. I'm not here for you anyway, lady. I don't... Yeah, Megan, and I feel the same way. Like, so I have 9,000 subscribers. I get like 1,700 to 2,100 watches. Those are the people I'm interested in. The people who are actually watching me, the people who are actually interacting with me, y'all are the people that I'm interested in. The 8,000 whatever other people, I don't know who they are or why they're subscribed. I'm probably just on a list, right? They collected me. That's okay. I did see that stitching in the museum. I did see that the vintage stitcher. I didn't see that she quit YouTube, but I saw that she was very upset over a comment. And I have to say, like, it's hard to have comments. Yeah, DMC owns Anchor. Um, but they don't own Cosmo. Cosmos are great. Gene Farish has been pushing Cosmos for years. Cosmo flosses are great. Thank you. I keep sneezing. And you can, like, if your goal is to be subscribed to every floss tuber, cool. I did see the newest Witchy Stitcher with the possum. Hello. So good. Um, Cosmo is so good. Like, um, DMC did not do a great job with their attempted fence sitting support of Palestine. Did they do any worse than I expected that they would do? No. Yeah, film for yourself only as long as it's fun for you. So I do feel bad for the vintage stitcher because she got a comment. She got a comment that to her felt really bad at a time that she was not prepared to deal with that comment. And I gotta tell you, when I first, like, it's been a minute for me with the rude comments. So I'm at the really, I don't, are you new here? Because I don't give a fuck what you think. Stage, right? For the people who, like, clearly you do not watch me. Thank you for surfing in to leave a negative comment. That matters not at all to me, is where I am. But I wasn't always there. So I can say that in the beginning, negative comments hurt me, right? I'm a human. They hurt. And so I'll never denigrate someone for having been hurt by a negative comment. If you need to step away from FlossTube, you need to step away from FlossTube. If FlossTube is social media, and if social media is not healthy for you, then do step away. Right? Also, I'm not going to make a big deal about it if somebody has to, like, you know, like, people are so weird. Like, people have gotten death threats over retreats being full. And I just feel like everybody needs to bring it down to 25 notches. Mandy, wait, what? FlossTube should be free from subversive stitches, tarot, and personal opinion. So that's the great thing about FlossTube is you don't have to watch what you don't want to watch, right? Like, Zamia, thank you. You don't, like, if you don't like it, no one's forcing you. Like, there's been times that I've been watching a FlossTuber and I'm like, I love these projects. These projects are great. I'm vibing with this person. And then they're like, I got this from Hobby Lobby and this from Hobby Lobby and this from Hobby Lobby. And I was like, we're done here. Click. I didn't leave a comment. Like, how dare you shop at Hobby Lobby? It's not up to me to tell people where to shop. It's up to me to curate my watch list to people that I agree with and want to watch. That X is right there at all times. The back button, you can hit subscriptions, you can search again. Like, there's so many ways to get out of a video. I have never once been so trapped in a video that I could not escape it, right? And I feel like people are feigning persecution from FlossTube, and that's just not, that's not where we are. Oh, Ran, I haven't heard the hate controversy with AI. Julia, I know. It was a death threat over whether or not a person was able to get into a retreat. It was bad. The person that sent the threat was, we found out later, quite unhinged and probably needed help. That didn't make it less scary. If it's not your people, don't be there. Exactly right. Oh. Yeah, Stitching Owl. I used to be like that with the unkind comments, and now I just screenshot, share it in my Instagram stories, tag them, and be like, "You're a dick," and then block them. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really struggling with the AI art. Like I just got a email this morning from Craft Ease asking, I think it's not, maybe it's Craft Ease, maybe it's not. I got an email this morning from it's a diamond painting and paint by numbers company that I've worked for in the partnered with in the past. And I really like their site because they credit the artist, and their kits are a little bit more expensive because they pay the artist, right? But now they have 3 pages of artist's art and like 7 pages of AI generated art. And so I have to email back this afternoon and let them know that I'm no longer comfortable partnering with them because of their heavy use of AI. And thank you very much for the opportunity. I won't be supporting or talking about your brand anymore. Which is, I mean, you can be comfortable, right? Like you can be, I mean, comfortable. You can be polite about it. Like when I've broken up with people over their use of HP, their selling of HP. Thank you for the offer. I see that you sell HP merchandise on your site. I'm not comfortable partnering with you while you're making this choice. If ever you stop selling that stuff in the future, please feel free to reach out to me. Maybe we can work together. That's it. No big deal. See, that's what I'm talking about, Rin. It's possible to do. All visual AI art is based on a sampling of artists' work without their permission. I don't think you can convince me otherwise at this point. I'm with you, Nati. Absolutely true. Yeah, I feel like it's so hard, right? Like, if you're not crediting, at least with Craft Ease, at least they said AI, like they've labeled everything on their site that's AI generated. They've labeled it AI generated. So there's that. Um, but to not allow the conversation is a tough one for me, right? Yeah, because where are the computers getting the fodder? It's from people's art that they don't have permission to use. Oh my gosh. Nothing is like, I feel like we're gonna have to really work on the onus is going to be on all of us now to really work on our discernment of like, if this is not directly credited to an artist, then it might be AI now. Even samplers and stuff, right? It's gonna happen for everything. Oh God, it's 5 to 5 in the 10th, y'all. I feel like, oh, and Sweden has the hammer. Canada's gonna lose. Wade keeps giving me updates. I love that man. Oh, right. Well, when the kid starts out with Tolkien, right? Um, I didn't have a problem. We didn't have a problem in this household. Sounds like we need a bio break. We also did not have a problem in this household giving up HP. Um, Not everyone really understood the why behind the giving it up, but I just said flat out, it's important to me that we not purchase anything HP anymore. And um, JRR is better than JK. Fight me in a parking lot. I don't. Jules, I'll be your second. I'll be your lieutenant. Is that a thing? Like when you go fisticuffs with someone, don't you need a person? Yeah, Megan. See, and I feel like also you could like if you. So here's the thing: if you care about someone that you're watching, and they go off the rails and start like being super proud of selling stuff for that is made with AI, and you've had conversations with them in the past about unrelated issues, like if you are already in someone's DMs, then I feel like it's appropriate to DM them and be like, "Hey, just so you know, like it feels immoral that you're doing this. Um, oh, it's something you have to watch with new tarot decks too. That's a good call, Victoria. Um, and I also feel like the more it gets called out, the more companies are going to try to hide it, right? Just like anything else. I feel like Gandalf is you have my sword. Okay, it's bamboo, but it's a stinger. It'll leave you a nice little welt. Oh, also, Julia, Gideon the Ninth. I'm 4 hours in now, and I am fully hooked. Fully hooked. I did some concentrated listening. Yeah, I feel like if you're not already talking with that person a lot, like, um, if somehow I went off the rails and was like, AI is great, and I started using it for everything, and all my patterns are AI, I would expect many of you to slide into my DMs and be like, Michelle, what the fuck? But, you know, we have a relationship. Um, and I appreciate y'all adding me when I do something weird. Um, yeah, and I think there's different levels of AI, right? So there's AI that samples other people's work to do what it does, and then there's AI for like organization. And that's a different, like, there are appropriate uses of AI. We just have to be so careful. Like, why is AI not learning how to do my dishes? I know that's not a thing, but like, right. And if if you are a designer who has spoken out against copyright violations, how could you possibly? That's how I hope it goes, Megan. I hope you can be like, Michelle, and I'd be like, oh fuck, sorry, you're right, good call. Can I get AI for my laundry, please? Like, does AI fold and pair socks? Because done. That's the kind of AI that I need in my life. But generative AI, as someone who is upset about copyright being stolen from published patterns, you know what I mean? Those words weren't a good sentence together. But like, how could you be behind AI? Ooh, speaking of, do you know what I love is those little robots in some restaurants that bring you like your chips and salsa. They're so cute. I feel like that's the kind of AI I need. I need a robot that will bring me my chips and salsa and free fills. Yeah, I'm 0% interested in housework as well. Okay, I'm gonna go have a bio break. Yep. That's hard too, right? Because I feel like we've been using AI for that for a while, Stitching Owl, because I use Grammarly. Is Grammarly not AI? I think it must be. I have a bamboo sword in case the Roomba gets out of hand. It is AI, right? And sometimes it's the kind of AI that I just do not agree with. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't feel grammary to me. Cat. That's fair. A diaper changing robot would have come in handy, especially if they don't have any olfactory sensors, right? Julia, I feel like once I gave into a smartphone, it was all over, right? It was. Grammarly is often wrong. I found so too. At first, I was like, is it me? Do I not have a grasp of grammar? Yes. Stitching Owl, I always cited that I used Grammarly. Um, I forget how I said it, but WGU gave us a little phrase to tag on that said something, something, something provided by Grammarly. Um, and it felt right, you know. We are. I would love a Rosie the Robot. You know why? Because she was a member of the Jetsons family. Like, but also, then you get into that whole, like, I think Rosie the Robot was a sentient being. But then I put it through Grammarly. Yeah. I will Google, I will use thesaurus.com. Only because I don't have a physical thesaurus. Um, I love a good word. But yeah, half the time when I would right click something for Grammarly, I would be, no, I don't agree. Get rid of that blue line. I disagree. We're done here. You can't make me use that grammar that you're suggesting. I refuse. Plus, then it doesn't sound like you, right? Like my teachers by the end of my program, by the middle of my program, understood that I am quite wordy. You still need to understand how to grammar. Yes. It kills me when I proofread an email for someone and they use the same word twice in a sentence and I'm like, do you know how many words there are? Like just in general in the world? There are so many words. My teeth are full. Okay, yeah, grammar. Bio break so I can refill my coffee, go shishi, and check on the Canadians because I think they need help. BRB. Enjoy some kitties. Sorry, y'all. I just watched Canada lose. Spoilers, but they lost. All right, what did I miss other than the kitties? I think that was probably it. Oh, Canada. Canada was sitting 3 to win in the 10th, but Sweden had hammer, and they just curled it in. They just did a draw for 1, and that's all they needed. The skip for Sweden is just so good. You can't give him anything. I mean, second place, though. Steph, thank you. All I have is coffee, but you know me. I'll drink the coffee. That was tense. So, World Championship standings, Sweden first, Canada second, Italy third. Just in case you wanted to know. I think the Canadian women won the World Championships, beat Switzerland in the final game, and I'm not sure who came in third exactly. It could have been Korea. The Korean women were curling very strong, but I'm not entirely sure. I put a little knot in there. That's unfortunate. Just have to stitch through it for a while. Rachel Ray, 18 sleeps! See you so soon! Can you hear that knot popping through? I think I'm going to let go of the idea of stitching a small for Stitch North. 18 sleeps does not feel like enough. Knowing that many of my weekday sleeps are not conducive to stitching at all. And that's okay. It's just, this is the season of life. That was an intense final. That was a great final, like very evenly matched. Stitching Owl, I'm week 2, but there's a lot of week 1s here. So, Danielle B's Crafting Corner is going to week 1. Who else? Someone said earlier there's only like 8 sleeps till week 1, right? Not even? Less than that. Christina, our friend Christina is going to both weekends. Heather, I was thinking about that, but I don't even know. I mean, first of all, yes, 100,000 things previously stitched. But second of all, it's the fully finishing. We'll see. We'll see. I do want to get my, yes, I want to get my Rogue. I need to get my Rogue ink circles done. I have a swap. I have an ATC that needs stitching, which I would like to send prior to going to Stitch North. So I just don't know if it fits in with the other plans. I can't stop joining swaps, which is a problem. Which is a problem for me. But it's not a bad problem. I need to lean into the Jomo with the swaps. Mogran, this is going to be a spot sampler. So each one of these motifs is a different month. So January, February, March, April. And then this is Stitch for Pride 2024 from D's 20 Stitches. So they're also attached to some learning about the 2S LGBTQIA plus community, which I haven't done my learning yet for April, which is okay. There's still a lot of month left in April. So should be good. What time we got? 8:57. I should probably check the Discord. I feel like I was gone for a long time, so maybe we'll go. We don't have to leave for Rosie's soccer game until 10:15, so maybe I'll stitch till about quarter after. I don't want Steph to think we forgot her. And then Rosie's soccer game starts at 11:30, so I'm totally going to miss Kim's D-stash, I realized. If it's 2 p.m. Kim's time, then it's what, noon my time? Kim, your central time, right? So I'm probably going to completely miss that. But I have to say, like, 1/1 on, or 1/2 on 40 count Verdal is giving me so much joy right now. So I really, really just want to, when I'm done with this, flip it over and stitch on my Grief Knows No Bounds, which is on the other side. Because I also chose that as my pick-a-whip for this month. After asking y'all about all of my whips with words, I was like, nope, Grief Knows No Bounds. Ridiculous. And then I have to decide what to take to Stitch North. Has anyone decided yet what to take to Stitch North? Because I also want to work on my retreat spot sampler. I want to put the motifs from... Oh, and also at week 1, Stitching Owl. Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, will be there. Steph, Cade's Crafts, Karen, and Jackie, Mama Jack Makes. They will all be at week 1. You did. You totally helped me focus to make my choice. And then I chose something else. It's fine. It'd be noon my time. Okay, good. So if her game starts at 11:30, I probably still won't make it because we always go to Dairy Queen after her games. It's not the healthiest, but it is a tradition. So, and this isn't her game. She's playing, her and 2 of her other teammates are playing. So she's on the comp team. And then at each age group, there's 3 teams. There's Discovery, which is the developmental league. There's Comp, which is competitive. And there's Prem, which is Premier. And she plays Comp, but the Discovery team only has 8 for today. And so they asked for 3 of the Comp girls to come and play with them. And Rosie and 2 of the other girls are going to go play with them. So, should be good. Should be fun. Hopefully she gets some good playing time. Her team had a great game yesterday. So, the three girls from her team should be riding that high still. Mostly projects that are over 40 count, over 1, and a few over 2. Bringing whips that I need the hive. That's a good idea. Bringing whips that you need the hive mind to help with. I'm definitely bringing my Stitch It For Me. And a new Stitch It For Me, which I haven't figured out what that'll be yet. Because I think probably that this Stitch It For Me can be finished at Stitch North. I think. With just a little bit of concentrated effort. I have to take a look at it again. Yeah, Ava, that's exactly right. We teach Rosie to do that all the time. Like, if we're at the store and she wants 2 slimes and she's between them, I'll put them both behind my back. And then she's never locked in to the one that she chooses, but the one that comes out helps her decide, is that really the one I wanted? Heather, game time decision. Plus, there's going to be so much to buy, right? Oh, 324 as a Stitch It For Me is such a good idea. And then you use the floss from your whip, and that's perfect because it's broken down into all those little motifs. I love it. I love that idea, Nati. Death by Cross Stitch, Night Walked Down. I like that. Everybody bring My Necessity. I really wish I would have gotten it on the picture last year of My Necessity, because we had all talked about starting My Necessity from Shaded Stitchery, and I never started. I started it on the way home on my travels, but a bunch of people took a picture of their started My Necessity, and I wanted to go and take the picture of my blank fabric, but I was like running around doing other things, so I missed the picture. And everyone else appropriately did not wait for me because I was... bleh. But it's done now, so I'll bring that so that I can be in the picture. That was a fun stitch. And then we'll have to see. I like bringing something that's not too many colors. We can Photoshop me into last year's. That would be funny. I would love that. I would be happy to be Photoshopped in. And Nuri will be there. That's right. We could put Nuri in the middle. Ah! And I have to bring... I told Nuri ages ago that I would send her an assortment of silk floss, like just one of every silk floss that I have, so she can try out different silks, and I've never sent them to her. So I'm going to make a little box of silks for Nuri. Oh, Heather from Nova Scotia. I always think about making table gifts, and I love the people that can manage it, but I can't. I can't make table gifts. I never manage it. And I've come to terms with that. I'm not that person. And it's probably too late to design a small too. I don't want to throw a wrench in Caroline and the team's works. You know, they probably have the swag bags all packed up. Mogran, that is absolutely not bragging. Cheers to that. That's an accomplishment. I feel like we're so loath to take credit for our accomplishments. That's great. That's fantastic. And you should feel good about that. And you should feel validated. Because first of all, that's awesome that you did that for her and then stitched it. And then, of course, people loved it. Like, that's super cool. If you want to put it in the Discord, I'll show it here, too. That's excellent. So I'm going to finish this strand, and then we'll check the Discord, and then we will raid Steph. Because I'm sure she's waiting and like, where is Michelle? Did she fall asleep? I didn't fall asleep. I just had to watch the end of the curling. Also, these rows are going mega faster than I thought they would. After I finish this Polaroid, I'm going to stitch the border that goes here so that I can stitch the words in the red. Jazz, good morning. Always community over competition. Oh, thanks, Steph. The last thing we need is to be knocking each other's crowns off, right? Like, and the thing that I love, invalid invite. Okay, it's too old. How do we make it a valid invite, I wonder? Let me see. I got it right here, though. Copy. Paste. Paste. Thanks. Stitching in the museum. I think I didn't do that with this one, but when we get to December, I'm going to have to pick something out of here. I think I might pick out the X and do it in December's color. I am sad that I slept on Jazz's flosses, but I maintain that I wasn't actually sleeping on them. I blame my yob. Because I just couldn't. I didn't set an alarm, though, so it is partially my fault. I can't completely blame the yob. Quite literally just rolled out of bed. That sounds lovely. I have to tell you, Jazz, Rosie is a kid after your heart because we have to leave at 10:15 for her soccer game, and she's like, that's so early. 10:15 is like halfway through my day. Oh, no, Jazz, I am 100% not criticizing you. I, in fact, love that you were like, this is how many we have. That's it. Because that shit is self-protective. And that's what I like to see, right? Thank you. I think my color choices are going well. I absolutely did not have anything that was the same color that Jazz dyed for this. But the other ones I've been trying to, like, stay true to her vision. Their vision. And I think it's working. I think it's working. And I think also there's something to be said about like, sorry, you missed out on it. There are no more. Okay. 100% you don't owe anyone a smile. Period. Although, honestly, Nati, the feminine urge to smile at everyone all the time. I'm slowly trying to break myself of that. I catch myself doing it. I'm like, why am I smiling at this fucker? Oh my gosh, Allie. Holy crap, that's beautiful. Allie just dropped something in the Discord and it is amazing. Luckily, we're almost done with this strand and then we can go check the Discord because there's some good stuff in there. The Discord has been great today. 100%, Jazz. And also, like, everyone loves a limited edition, right? So the people that missed out, if they're mad about it, they can die mad about it. And those of us that missed out, a lot of us that missed out are not mad about it at you. Maybe we're a little upset with ourselves, but also like, really? You don't have any floss at all? I'm not asking you. And you knocked it out of the park. And start as you intend to continue, right? Like if you are scrambling and Caroline, hey. Oh, I love that you just got up and knocked it out today. That's awesome. If you're scrambling and like making yourself miserable over something that's a side gig, stop it. Because that's inappropriate. And I don't want that for you. Nobody wants that for you, right? Leave them wanting more. Leave us wanting more. It just wets our whistle for the next time, right? That's like I bring cookies. A lot of times I bring cookies to my surgeons. And then every Wednesday they get cookies because I teach a class and I always have leftover cookies. So I bring them their cookies. And then 2 Wednesdays ago, it was an add-on class. So I didn't have cookies. And so I swung by the surgeon's lounge and they were like, where's my cookies? And I was like, you don't get cookies. Cookies are not a right. Cookies are a bonus, right? Also, now that I have you needing the cookies, I'm gonna back off a little bit on the cookies to let you know what you're missing when I'm not here. And then you can have your cookies again. Sometimes. And they were all like, oh, she keeps us off balance. I'm like, hell yeah, guys, it's fucking cookies. Also, you're surgeons. Buy yourself some damn cookies. But I bring them cookies because I like them and I have too many cookies. I'm not throwing away cookies. But also, like, when you come to expect cookies from me, that's when you're cut off. The cookies are out of the kindness of my heart, not required. All right, let's check the Discord. It's my cookie theory. And I told him that. I was like, just now that you expect cookies, you will not get them every week. FYI. I Pavloved the surgeons. I did. I conditioned them. It took me like a month to have them expecting cookies. Okay. Steph is looking amazing with these octopuses. I always hesitate over the plural. I know it's octopuses. I don't know what it is, actually. I doubt myself every time. But gorgeous. What info do I need on these forms for addresses? You need name, mailing address, including country. That's what you need. I think it is octopuses, but I hesitate. I hesitate. I think, is this Tiny Modernist? I think this is Tiny Modernist. We're going to raid Steph. Loopy Mama, we're going to raid. This is Steph Vintage Sew Gal who's stitching this. We're going to raid her in a minute, and then she's probably working on this today, and you'll be able to ask her what it is. PayPal email. Yeah. Holly, thank you for hanging out with the stream. And then this looks so good. She was working on this last week. Last week, she just had a little bit. She didn't even have the whole hat, I think. And now it's all of that. It looks so good. I don't stitch enough mushrooms. That's for sure. Working on Odd World using the all color silk by Stitch Me for the border. Oh, Lottie, I love how you're doing this. First of all, I need to get this silk. This is all colors from Stitch Me. I need to get this silk. Second, thank you for stitching Odd World. Third, I can't wait to see updates with your kiddos picking the colors. That is so... If you want to stitch a Bendy Stitchy design on brand, go completely off the rails with your choices. Completely off the rails at every opportunity. Nati, thank you for hanging out. Megan, 3 fruits left and then beads? This gets beads? What is this from? I feel like I should know this logo. I love this. It's so cute. Look at that kiwi. Ugh. Cheers to finishing the strawberries on this stream. Trina, I know, I'm so excited. Oh, here's Pearl guarding the stitching. Hopefully Steph got Pearl off the stitching. We're about to find out. Nitya, enjoying stitching on Know Yourself by D. Followed the suggested palette by using DMC and Cosmo on Picture This plus Sterling and 18 count. I really like Picture This plus Sterling. It's a great, like, neutral. So soon in person! IRL, as the kiddies say. Thanks, Craft Ratty. Have you seen Jennifer is doing this in diamond painting? It's incredible. It's incredible. Also, Nitya, you are cruising. I love that eye. Hive Mind, help me out. Gray fabrics. Ooh, that's pretty. Julia, dark gray or light gray? I like this on a dark gray, I think. I would check Fox and Rabbit. They have a lot of really great grays. Everything from like a really light pearl gray to Elephant Run, which is like a dark bluish gray, which I enjoy. Elephant Run. This one, that would pop on that. Picture This plus Sterling. It's like a light bluish gray. I cannot find Fox and Rabbit in stock. Not for love or money. Oh! Fox and Rabbit is hot right now. Is that Night Stalkers calling? It's beautiful. You want me to send you some pictures of my grays? I have a shit ton of grays. How about if I send you pictures later? I'll send you pictures. But look at this. This is what I freaked out. Allie dropped this in here. Oh, this is is this Lesbian Unicorn? I think this is Dee and Kari's Lesbian Unicorn. It's so good. It's beautiful. Look at that tail. I know. This is a floss choice, right? Like, you chose this floss and just stitched it up and down. Obsessed. Obsessed. And the fabric, right? Is this a Jessie fabric? I feel like this is a Jessie fabric. It's so good. It's so good. Stitched all but about 30 stitches of these during the stream today. Thanks. Oh, Mama Bear, look at that. Got a little squatch going on there. It is Jessie. Yep. Jessie's fabrics, they just call out, right? They're like, I'm a Jessie fabric. Working on Teammates Ink Circles. Oh, the ghosties. With a Dinky Dice pack from Jessie. So good. Oh, yeah. I think I know what this floss is. I've seen this purple, white. Dinky Dice does some... I gotta start using more Dinky Dice. I say that all the time. I gotta start using more of this. I gotta start using more of that. Oh, let me look in all the crafts. That's pretty. Are you almost done with this? That's really pretty. Mogran. Nat, thank you for hanging out. Thank you everybody for hanging out. This is as far as we got, which is really good. This is almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be done. No, it's not done. There's a lot of freaking ants. I think our downstairs neighbor has a little bit of a problem with ants, and they start to come up, and so we gotta check on her. Anyway, let's go raid Steph. Where is Twitch? Let's go raid Steph. She's probably wondering where we are. She's probably wondering why I haven't gotten my bagel yet. So for the YouTubers, thank you for being here. We are peacing out. For the Twitch people, if you would like to, we're going to go raid Steph, Vintage Sew Gal. And for everyone else, I will hopefully see you on Kim's stream at 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central Time, to buy some of her stuff. Yes, Jazz, ant traps. 'Tis the season, right? All right, I'll see you on Steph's stream. Bye, y'all.